Yo, what's up, guys? Let's look at this rune crafting thing. As you might have noticed that this is actually pretty nice. Also, for every 10 that you craft and you would sell all 10, you get pretty much 1 rune back. But we're looking at 100 legendary rune crafts right now. I've been saving this for quite a while. It's not that I haven't used those at all. I think I used up like 3k of these ever since the update, and now that I got like back to 10k, which I wanted to make as a threshold for this video. I thought there would be a limit on 10k, because a lot of the limits on the other crafting materials, like for example, those things, they were all like 9,999. Apparently this one goes over, so that's actually pretty chill as well if you want to make it into like a bigger session or anything like that. But I thought like 100 runes is definitely, well, it's going to be like 110-ish runes, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Kind of depends how many runes I keep. So that's also my question to you guys. How many runes do you think I will keep based off like getting all of those craft? Let me know in the comments, because I'm pretty curious about your guys' answer, and I think that would also say something about how many runes do you on regular base sell, or where do you see the potential in runes. I actually have the tendency to look at every rune and give them potential, saying like, okay, if it high rolled into something, even if it's like very odd stats, you might use it if you pull that Ardemil, or you pull it whatever unit, or you pull that. There's always some really weird units which you might use runes which you don't think of at first, or a new unit is being buffed, or a new unit is released. So definitely let me know in the comments, how many runes do you think I will keep from this? You know, honestly, I have no clue, but I just want to see like what kind of number people would be at. And we're gonna check that at the end, and we're gonna also draw all of the runes that we will get from this. So let's see what we can get with 100 runes in here. So of course you're gonna get a whole bunch of runes of anything kind of shape or way that you don't really need. Of course we kind of need the Swift, Will, Vio, and all of the others might be a little bit less interesting, but let's see. If I click this, it only removes the Vio. If it's 6, then we're still going to roll it. So can I actually roll them from here? I can't. Oh wait, oh maybe if I do like this, yeah, I can see. So this one, definitely a sell, absolutely useless. This one, defense, no, you could say Chikaru on a rage set, but it's not really something I would use at all. This thing, I will definitely roll. The main thing is it looks pretty weird, but if it would roll high in these stats, you can definitely use it on a unit that's vampire low HP. Okay, that's, well, let's just classify this as a high triple. What the fuck, 19, mate? You started, well, okay, well, that's one keep, that's for sure. So can I also, let's put it onto, it's actually pretty good, because it's pretty much a maxed out hero. I can put speed in here and then grind these two as well. It's pretty decent, I would say. Too bad it didn't roll higher than that for a quad, but that's okay. This one is definitely a keep, because fight runes, I would just recommend to keep all fight runes to a certain extent, just because, well, fight runes, you can always use them somewhere, somehow. This is actually definitely something you want to roll as well. If it ignores this and rolls decently high, okay, didn't ignore that and didn't roll decently high, so then it's a sell for me. In this one, just about the speed, I guess. All of the other stats are, well, this one is actually not too bad. If it goes 21 speed right now, no, if it went 21 speed, in that case, I could throw attack in it. It's still something useful-ish. Now it's not really anything useful at all. It was high efficient, but that's about it. Seal runes, I don't have any of those yet, so in this case, I'm just gonna keep for the sake of keeping, am I? I might do. This one is definitely one for rolling. Speed mainly. 1 in each. The moment any rune goes 1 in each, I pretty much instantly sell it, because it just highly weighs the whole grind potential on that whole rune. Okay, that's pretty terrible as well. Let's see what we had on this one. Oh, this one is that one. Let me just finish this real quick. Okay, not gonna keep that. So we keep 3 runes in here. Let's go for the next rounds. Seal rune. Don't really care about seal runes all too much. I feel like seal runes are pretty bad, but I have some feeling they might be buffed, because in the end, no one is using them at the moment. So not a single rune that's Will, Fire, or Swift. Let's see what we have. We're going to roll these, of course, with speed in there. Kind of weird, but gonna keep you just for the sake of it. Let's see, speed in here. Speed, accuracy, actually both decently high rolled. I can put attack in here. This is really one of those weird runes, but I am definitely going to keep this just for the sake of it, that I think it might be useful at some point. This one doesn't really seem too great. If it had everything like super high rolls, it would be more interesting, but now in this case it's definitely a sell. Let's see over here, maybe into the speeds and a little bit everywhere. Doesn't make it too great, especially not for guards. This one, crit rate, crit damage, probably the only thing I would be looking for if it goes very high. Goes high in that, nah, too much split up. This one, attack with this, nope, wouldn't use. This one, definitely worth a try. Let's see, nope. Let's see, on this one, speed would be nice. Speed is go nowhere. And this one, nope, doesn't have any grindable stats in the first place, so that's really nothing. Don't really use determination runes, but give anything a try to keep high in speed, right? In this case, we keep 2 runes, so we're averaging 2.5 runes kept per 10 so far. Okay, we do see that Vio over here. Despair is also always very useful. Whole bunch of destroys in a row. Wait, what's the odds of like getting that many destroys? Wait, what the fuck? How do we get so freaking many? We get 5 destroys in one roll. Like, what the hell? How's that even possible? Okay, this is... I already had like triple roll on 17. That's just terrible. It's just a maxed out hero-ish, whatever, right now. But I don't really need that for energy in that kind of slots. This thing is speed. Only other stats don't really help. Could try to make it a 20. Okay, it's not really that great, but I guess I removed this for HP or that for HP, and it could be some leftover-ish siege offense unit or something. It's not really a great one by all means, but I would say 20 speed is worth to keep, I guess. Too bad it didn't go higher than that. Attack on this, high on the speed, high on this. Double roll into, no, this is like low rolls throughout. It's definitely not worth it. Let's see on this one. Resistance, no other stats that are useful. That's an insta-seller. This one, let's aim for the speed, but I think speed only. If it goes super high crit damage, well, 9 is not really super high. That's okay. Can we go like a 30? Then it will be kind of fun. Nope. Sell. This one, I will give it a chance to high roll in crit rates, but if you don't, that is definitely a sell. This one, high roll into HP or attack. Little bit of everything. Technically pretty decently high rolled in these two, but this roll is like too much of a low base starter. Do I want to keep it to put speed in here? I might just keep it for the sake of it. Like, I don't really mind like storing another unit or another rune on another unit, so I will keep it. I don't think it's a good rune, but it's nothing wrong with that for keeping. So in this case, we did keep 2 again. So far we're having like a 2, well, 2.5, a little bit lower, like 2.3 out of 10 so far that we keep. We have 2 fight runes in here. Getting fight runes this way is pretty nice. Like, a lot of people are complaining like, oh, I can't really get fight runes and that kind of stuff. I would definitely say that this is a pretty chill way to get fight runes. Why does every triple roll go that low, though? I don't think it is bad, though. I would probably remove the accuracy for attack. And this is definitely your way to go. Like, if you do R5, you're gonna get grinds on a little bit of everything. But you're not gonna get the runes on everything. So, for that reason, it's actually pretty chill to get runes from here. Why are all these triple rolls so kind of low? They look low, but I will keep this as well. But yeah, this is definitely your way to kind of start using your grindstones on stuff that you normally don't really use, because you just get all of the runes over here. This doesn't really make too much sense. This one, okay, in that case, it doesn't really make too much sense. Same for this one. Like, even if it would go max in crit damage, it wouldn't do all too much. High in speed, please. High attack, or high HP, high AC. But, nah, it could have been 24, so don't really like all too much. No speeds. No main stat, that's the main thing. No speed is not an issue, but no main stat is an issue. Would it go HP again? It's okay-ish. It's not the greatest of runes, but I could see it being used somewhere in the future. Okay, 3 in this one. Oh, let's continue on. So we have first Swift one, I think we have seen so far. Second Swift right away with third Swift. Let's see some of this, some of that. A bit of everything. Let's actually click this thing. Doesn't remove anything. That's always a positive sign. Why are you attack innate? If you were not attack innate, it would be so nice, but high speed would be saved. 17 on 17. That is, I think, not enough to be useful. I could still put defense percentage in here, but too bad it didn't like higher roll in the speed. That would have been very nice. I'll keep it for now with the idea of like checking how much speed I have on other runes, but I think it will not be used because I'm definitely not gonna. Wow. Why is everything low rolling so much? This is not really useful as well. You could aim for high crit damage on it, but yeah. Okay, this I guess I just aim on high HP. Triple roll on the 17. Like I do get a low bunch of triple rolls and that kind of stuff. It's all of those super low triple rolls. We need some high-end triple rolls. Then pretty much everything is already useful if it's just high-end triple rolls. Except for flat stuff, of course. Except, well, flat HP is flat, but let's see what we get. Okay, it's actually technically not too bad. I was hoping it would ignore the HP. Am I going to use this? Determination runes is not really something I use most of the time. If it had just these 3 stats in there, you could grind crit rate in there and it would have made so much sense for, I don't know, like some kind of weird unit that I don't even know. Nope. Makes sense. This one, high in the crit rate, crit damage, I would say. Crit damage. Again, triple roll, not the highest of stuff. Since it's too low rolled, I'm not really liking it. I'm just gonna sell it. This one has quite some potential. Everything thinks 6 speed always has potential, right? I would have rather seen this roll in there and then put HP over this one. Because this kind of doesn't make all too much sense. Also could have been higher in stats. I don't really see this being used all too much. So in this case, just a 1 and we're pretty much halfway. Actually goes a bit slower than I thought. I thought you're done with this in like 5 minutes-ish, but actually takes a little while to, even when you can insta up the runes, which I really do like for this case, otherwise it would take forever. But it still takes a little while to get through all of this. Well, let's see, maybe slightly bit, nah. Too many low rolls, like there's too many rolls going into the 4s and that kind of stuff. This could be if it ignores this, doesn't ignore that, actually double rolls it, and the other rolls kind of low. Don't really like this all too much, but if you tend to go high in attack, like if it's, and like give it a chance to be like what, 40 attack, probably won't, but give it a chance, right? That is definitely not usable. This one, mainly aim for the speed slash defense. It goes resistance, it's instantly a sell. This one, instantly a sell. Might you ask, why are you not powering up like 6s and 9 first? Or sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. Well, I have too much mana and I don't really give a crap. That's the main reason. Would I recommend other people to just start lower rolling first? Yes. That's like, if you're low on mana, definitely don't do it like what I do here. You definitely... Ooh, this one has quite a lot of potential actually, even though it's a weird rune. Ruined the potential on going 8 in here, I guess. If this was like an 18, I could have seen this being somewhat useful in something weird at some point, but in this case, not really. Also, it only needed to go for these 2 stats, and you can use it as like a rune on one of your dungeon teams. Well, maybe I want to keep this. Nah, not really, not really. I would say it is somewhat keepable, that previous rune. Just for some dungeon teams if you want to fix some accuracy setting somewhere. Let's see. A whole bunch of seal runes. But that's definitely not going to be used. This we're aiming for the speed or the crit rate high rolls. It is somewhat wasted on that resistance roll, but if we go 16 in one of those 2, I can put attack in here. Fight runes are always somewhat more valuable for... You don't get too many of those, and you definitely want to keep all kinds of weird fight runes in general. It just definitely can help out. This case, it's on the 9 already, not that useful. Defense, crit rate, crit damage could be a thing. Too bad low rolls on the crit rate over there. And then accuracy. Screw you. And this one, oh, whoops, slotty 2 with speed, but no base. matter. Nope. Not getting too many. I'm keeping a decent amount of runes, but I'm not... Why? Why could you not quad roll this? Why could you not quad roll this? Well, that's one of those super weird runes I'm just gonna keep for... I don't know what. Efficiency is high though, like if you put defense in here and grind out those two, efficiency is definitely high, but what the fuck is the point? I don't know. Seal rune. I don't think any seal rune without speed is actually usable, so... Just gonna sell this right up. I don't think it's any use. Don't think seal runes are good in the first place. Defense with no crit rate, crit damage, or any speed in there. Not really too useful. More seal runes. But yeah, that slot 4 attack percent was pretty weird. Pretty weird. Let's see what we can get. Why are all these triple rolls pretty much looking at the same stats as a single roll would look like? Potentially. That's just too bad. That is just too bad. Nope. Give it a chance to high roll speeds. Probably ain't gonna happen. High roll! Not 14. This is going to quad on 21 or some shit. I can't even. Quad on 23. Could have done. We were close. This one is pretty bad for the speed innate, but if it only goes crit rate, crit damage, I can definitely use it as like a broken rune on. Yeah, I can. It's not that high roll. It could be 1228, but I could definitely see this being used for some weird PvE dungeon thing to get up my accuracy. Let's see. 30 speeds. Easy game. Not really, not even close. Are we gonna quad roll in something useless again? Nope. But also not useful enough. Full in speed would be very nice. Nope. The thing with crit rate slot 4s, crit rate slot 4s, you're almost always bound to speed chase, like any other stat doesn't really do too much. Same as these. So I kind of lost track of how many runes we kept, but I think we're still averaging around 2-ish. 2 per 10, so it's not too bad for keeping a decent amount of runes. I think it's one of the first will runes we have seen so far. This one, once again, crit rates with attack innate. It's just straight up sell. It's not even worth it. This one, I wouldn't really say that this is any use. This has a lot of potential. Please high roll that speed on this one. High roll speed or high roll defense. Low roll, double low roll. Oh. Okay, defense. Nope. This is definitely a try. Weird rune. Could grind in speed in here. It's definitely something that's useful. Like if you want an R5 rune on bite that has some damage and some survivability, this is actually pretty good for it, even though that the rune rolls are... Well, it could have been 16, 16, 18, and then 7. And this will be regrinded, but I can see this being used. This one, people could say re-up target for resistance innate, but... I have too many re-up targets. It's so easy to get re-up targets these days that you don't really care about those too much anymore. Decently high starters, but then you go 4 and 4. Useless. This one, crit rate, crit damage maxing out would give this some potential. If you don't, well, you're in the cellar. This one, you just start off too low, like, not gonna lie. Like, most of these stats on that one didn't really make too much sense. And then if it's also like the lowest of the lowest and everything, yeah, it's not even worth it. So getting fire runes specifically from this is pretty difficult, but getting overall runes that you might start grinding and some stuff later is pretty decent. Crit damage is main focus. Okay, too bad about that one resistance though. Do I care about it that much? Well, resistance on some NEM units isn't too bad. If I go some... if I just throw attack percent in here, too bad that the resistance isn't a higher roll. Would have been more fun, I guess. But I could see the potential in here for attack percent in here. And then some whatever unit that you just want to trigger NEM do a lot of damage. And it would be nice if it also resists a little bit. This one, I could use this in full HP. Too bad that you do not get determination. Intangible runes in this. It would be cool if they give like a low rate for intangible runes. Okay, in this case, we're just high rolling on speed. Crit damage would be nice. Let's see. Defense in there. This one is decently... It's okay-ish rolled. I'm going to keep this one once again for like a PvE dungeon team potential. Seeing that I would need a little bit of survivability, but I also want to check in that accuracy could be nice. These are not the highest of rolls, but since it's somewhat making sense until that last roll, you're gonna be sold. This one, ooh, if we ignore this flat defense, would be very nice. I don't really care what you roll into. Too bad. This had so much potential. Like, if this thing, like the 20, which is a max roll, would have thrown like a max roll in here and be like a 16, we would have had such an efficient room. But one time that flat defense, like, it immediately kind of ruins the whole potential. I could say with the grindables in here, I could say that it is decent-ish potential, but nah. Nah, too bad on that one miss roller in there. Had quite a bunch of potential. That was actually one of the runes that went really high rolls. So in this case, we're just aiming. Well, HP is also fine. Just pure HP or pure attack would be nice, but if it goes spread out, it's useless. This thing, I would say pure HP resistance would be okay, otherwise it's insta-seller. This thing, this is pretty terrible throughout, it doesn't make any sense, but just giving it the luck of the try, get some high rollers on there, but still very much a sell. Okay, so we only have 8 left. I have absolutely no clue how many runes we're at right now, so let's see if we can get some juicer of runes at the end. I haven't really seen a rune at all that I was like, yo, wow, this is super crazy. Like, we did get a quad roll, but the quad roll wasn't a useless stat for that particular rune. Like, a 37 accuracy I could totally use, but then on a slot 2, right? That's why you want the 37 accuracy. This is... triple roll into 19, man. How do you even do it? Like, legitimately, how do you even do it? If this was a, like 1132, which, well, okay, of course it's not possible on that base, but 1132 on this would hella use this shit, but now it just becomes weird. Let's see. A lot of speed. Not that much speed. Could keep it for potentially a... Wait, already sold the rune. Why can you not rebuy the rune from here? Fuck that rune then. It could be used if you want to go... Well, I think I will rebuy that rune, because it could be used on like a arena defense unit or something like that. If you just want to tumble in a lot of stats to it. It could be used on like a finesse or some weird stuff. So I think I will rebuy that rune in a second. This thing is... Now with the defense in there, it doesn't really make too much sense. Pull on in speed, 29, let's go. That is not really 29. Not really what I need. Last chance on this one. And nope. Okay, how many did I get back? One more. Final one. The one they're gonna remember me for. Does have a decent amount of stats. Thing is, I'm just not sure about Super. You upped it all the way, you wasted so much mana. I don't give a shit about mana. So let's actually look at how many runes I kept. I do want to repurchase that one rune that I said. Which one was it? This one. Repurchase that one. Let's see if it rolls. Well, I mean, it would have to roll, like, even though it's super low rolled, one of the useful stats. It's not really useful that much on that one, but... How many runes did I keep? So there is... wait, is that 10 on the line or is that... No, it's 8 on the line. So it's 15 runes that I kept. But are those necessarily very good? No. This is just keeping because... Well, let's say this is just keeping because it's a steel rune. It's somewhat rare and I don't have too many of those. Yeah, I think it's just pretty much that. This one is not too bad. It's not crazy good, but it's not too bad, I guess. Or is it actually pretty bad? Well, yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. This one is also super low rolled. Could have been like 24, 16 on the max roll. So, okay. This one, I guess, is decent-ish. This one is decent-ish. This one is weird, but decent-ish. This one's same thing. This one is probably terrible, but whatever. This one is probably would be used. This one is just straight up weird. I'm just keeping it for the sake of it. Not because it's good, but just for the sake of it. This one is also not crazy good. This one is, I would say this one is pretty decent for like PvE stuff. This one could be decent for some kind of speedy nuker. Could maybe end up at like some math that's rage. Well, the issue is that this doesn't really make too much sense. Like, it would have made more sense on like a base attack though. Okay, this one is, I would say this one has some potential for whatever it could be used at. And this one a little bit. So I did keep a whole bunch of runes, but a lot of these runes are actually pretty freaking terrible. Oh wait, I kept more runes. These 3 runes are also from this session. Hey, that's true, so I have 3 more. So that's, well, I guess it's even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's 7. So 7, 8, 15, and then we have 3 more. So we have 18 runes that are kept. This one was pretty nice, but yeah, too bad. Quad roll into, was it quad roll? Yeah, this quad roll into 23. Could have been better. This thing is actually freaking garbage. Is it though? Well, it is sometimes useful to have like a somewhat tanky fight rune with 0 speed, so for that reason kind of fits. And this one is just garbage. So we're keeping 17 runes out of, well, pinch more than 110 crafts, and none of them are actually super crazy. So, is this crafting really good? Well, if you get good runes, it is good. But if you don't get good runes, it's not good. Well, that makes so much sense. Well, I can say I can't really complain about recent crafts, because I crafted, that was like a normal craft though. I crafted this rune recently as like a normal craft. So, I don't want R5 yet. I'm still waiting for Campos to fix R5 to actually get back to R5 and that kind of stuff. But yeah, this was also a crafted rune, which then again was very good. So sometimes you get good runes, sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. Guys, thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one.